Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Judge Person. I do welcome everybody to court this morning. And if you would just stay on mute and I'll give you some information before we get going. There are a few people who I can't identify. And if you're not scheduled for court, well, we ask that you go to the YouTube channel and watch there. But we reserve the actual meeting for folks who have a matter before the court. So what I'm actually going to make sure I know who's here. And so if I call on you right now, I'm just trying to sort out if you're representing someone or maybe have their phone. Person labeled Brianna Ramsauer. Let me see. Ramsauer. I already had Mixon. Mixon's already in.
You got to be on here too.
So could you unmute, please, Brianna Ramsauer? That's your phone.
Oh, do court
Just
before.
ask you to unmute. And I've also asked you to start your video. Could you please identify yourself? Also, good woman with the name Online Court, if you could unmute and tell me your name.
Come here. Come here.
Sheila Collins.
Also put Michaela Banks on there. She just walking through the student center. Where your class at?
Ramsauer, you became Ms. Piesner, is that right? Okay, great. Gotcha there. Thank you so much. I want to count everyone here who's here. There was also someone labeled Brad P. So unmute so I can hear you, Ms. Piesner.
Hi, sorry about that. Yes, that was me. I just renamed it.
Can't hear you. Let's see. Let me make sure my volume's where it needs to be.
Can you hear me now? Hello?
Lots of funny. Sometimes things aren't perfect. Let's see. Well, my volume's all the way down, so now that's not helpful.
Can you hear me now?
I sure can.
Good.
So I think I have you correctly identified, Ms. Piesner.
Okay, great. Yeah, sorry, I had to rename.
It's okay. Plenty of people aren't quite sure what to do. Thank you. Appreciate it. And there's a woman named who has her name Online Court. Sort of glasses are pushed up, and you have kind of reddish hair. And I've asked you to unmute. Yes. What is your name?
Sheila Hollingsworth.
Okay, Miss Hollingsworth. I do have you down now. Let me go. I'm going to rename you for just this meeting so that I don't lose track of you. And I'll remute you. And then I have a person on the phone, and the last 3 digits of the phone number is 199. And I'm asking you to unmute. Could you just please identify yourself? Yes.
What was the phone number you say?
Yes, it's you. What is your name?
Antonio Vargas.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Vargas. Just stay on the phone and we will, as with everyone, we will get to your case soon, okay? As soon as we can. So I do want to just remind everybody to stay muted till it's your turn, but I will listen to each person. Oh, and I'm sorry, gentleman with the name iPhone 11. Yes. Could you unmute and just let me know your name?
Derek Rhodes.
Mr. Rhodes, thank you.
Thank you too, ma'am.
I will keep you, I'm just going to make sure we have your name written down properly, and that way we don't lose track of you when it's your turn. Thank you
Thank
so much. And Deborah Haney, lots of people coming in a little bit late. So I do want to welcome everybody to court this morning. I'm going to make some announcements. We also have a breakout room, or I'm creating that breakout room now. And this will be for folks who are here for the pretrial docket. And what will happen is I'll invite you to a room, and you know, that's to meet with the city's prosecutor, Ms. Warren. And Ms. Warren, if you could just give us a hand. Thank you, Ms. Warren. Ms. Warren represents the state of Texas, the other party in the cases. And for those who are on a pretrial today, she'll be meeting with you in what is called a breakout room. And I will assign each of you to that room when it's your turn. And Ms. Warren, we're just going to start with Noel Avitia, I think, perhaps. But I had John Montgomery here from the Takacs Law Firm, and now
Yes.
are you here?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and so I'm going to send Mr. Montgomery in there with you because the announcements y'all have both heard already. So I'll let y'all go ahead and get started. So when you're given a ticket or issued a citation, that's in Texas law, that is how we accuse someone, okay, of a Class C offense. You either get a citation or a complaint filed against you. So when you receive that, that is an accusation, right? And when you give a plea, you're giving an answer or response to that accusation. And there are three options for pleading: guilty, not guilty, and no contest. Now, our law presumes that you're not guilty. And if you change that with your plea, or if a jury finds you guilty, that is the only way that presumption of not guilty changes. Everybody with me so far? And I'll give you a chance if you have individual questions when it's your turn, and I will listen. But I just want to give everybody the same brief information up front so that we all operate with the same, toolbox, basically. So if you plead guilty, you are saying, I did this. You're admitting that offense. If you plead no contest, you're just not contesting the charge, okay? But you're allowing me as the judge of the court to move forward with your case, okay? Yes, just let me stop for a moment. I was actually wondering, Mr. Stone, let's unmute you for just a minute. Mr. Montgomery came in first for that, so I went ahead and assigned him. And I just thought Mr. Takach's office must be here for something else too. Do you want to go into that meeting as well?
If that's okay, I'm just confused.
Right. Who's representing Ms. Avisha? Yeah, I know, but we have two Takach's attorneys here today. Who's representing you or Mr. Montgomery?
I mean, as far as I could tell, it looked like we got hired on April 8th. So I'm not sure.
So you actually, that lawyer is not from your law firm?
No, ma'am.
So who did we get a rep letter from? On Avicia or Avitia, but I think it's Avicia. Y'all
Todd,
told me.
and I logged in as soon as I got done with my other hearing that I was in. So
Yeah, just one second. I'm just looking at what rep letters we have on file. Let me get that file and just see what we have. Okay, y'all told me that Montgomery was here for for Avita.
Montgomery is here for Strange.
Strange, okay. I just misidentified on my end. He's here for Scott Strange. You're here for, you're next, but you're here for Avitia.
No problem.
Yeah.
I probably confused Ms. Warren though. Ms. Warren, my apologies. I thought Mr. Montgomery was here The Takach firm is here for Avicia. The Montgomery firm
Oh, that's fine.
is here for Scott Strange, and they were actually here first. But let me pull the Strange file.
And Judge, we have reached an agreement on that case.
Okay, thank you. It's a speeding charge. Where are we going with this one, counsels?
Your Honor, it's going to be a 90-day deferred,
Okay,
no class.
okay. Is the party paying today?
Yes.
I will be issuing a firm check to the court.
Okay,
And I'm out of Abilene, and so it might take a couple of days to get there, but
okay. I check through mail.
yes, snail mail. Yes, Judge.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just make a note in the file so we're not panicking. But do call and check on it in about 5 days. Mail's been taking a little longer.
Yes.
I will
understand.
approve that agreement, and we will get a deferred over to you.
Thank you, Judge.
Any further questions, Mr. Montgomery?
No, ma'am, not from the defense.
Okay, Ms. Warren, we good to move forward?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Montgomery, you're free to go. I'll remove you from the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Warren, the next person is actually the Avicia case, and Mr. Stone is here representing, and I'm just going to go ahead and send him that invitation.
Okay.
Thank you. For those still waiting, what I'll tell you is, so if you plead guilty or no contest, back to our discussion, if you plead guilty or no contest, I will move forward with sentencing today. If you've already entered a plea, we'll sort out the details of sentencing today. If you're pleading not guilty, those cases move to a breakout room, but not today. We have to do it a different day because that docket is full. It will be a meeting. And then after that meeting, if the case is unresolved, we'll go to a bond hearing before and a trial setting hearing so that we can set bond for those cases. So I will schedule you for those 2 meetings. The first one doesn't take so long. The second one, actually, we stage those out. So we only have a few people in the building at a time. And it's usually a good hour out of your day, maybe a little more, maybe a little less. Okay. So just be aware that those settings will be heading your way if you're pleading not guilty. If you're pleading guilty, then we're moving forward with sentencing. Normally, that means payment of those fines and costs, and we're sorting that out. That's really individual for each person, and it helps if I have a financial affidavit on file so that I can go ahead and move forward and know exactly what you're looking at, challenges you might have, et cetera. So if you've already filed that with the court, that's going to move things along faster for you today. If you haven't, I'll be sorting out how to get that from you. If we move forward with sentencing today, there are still 4 ways to keep the item off your record. Let me tell you how those work. I'm going to admit a few people, one of whom I do not know yet. So what I'll tell you there is, if you qualify for something that can be brought up to date and dismissed, well, I'll do that automatically. You're welcome to ask about it, but I won't wait for your questions. I'll just start moving in that direction. And what I'll tell you regarding that is those are things like equipment violations, mostly. That's one way. 2 is if you qualify for a driver safety course option. And with the driver safety course option, you do have to pre-qualify, which is be on time, be a Class C license holder, or at least not a CDL holder with a Texas license, and pay your court costs. Every ticket has a court cost and a fine. And when I give you a number, I'm giving you the whole number, but every case has both a court cost and a fine. So in the driver safety course option, you're paying the court costs, but not the fine, okay? And then you take your class and get your driving record turned in on time, and the case gets dismissed. It's not on your record, and the fine that we put on hold is waived. You actually save money. You do pay for your class and your record, but it's still cheaper than the whole cost of your ticket. And the reason for that is traffic tickets are all about public safety, okay? And we want to get focused back on the safety issue. And it's once a year that you can do that class, because statistics show that about once a year, if we take a class, we just drive better. So we just want to get you back to a safe place. If you qualify, I'll give you the option, and I'll pre-qualify you automatically without you even asking, okay? So if you have questions, feel free to ask about that, but I won't be waiting for you to ask. It's something I'll just push. I assume people care about money. We all have limited money these days, especially. And I also assume that people care about their record. Some people don't. So if I'm pushing you toward trying to keep it off your record and you really don't care, that's fine. I'm not suggesting that you need to be different about that, but let me know, hey, I just want to do this other thing. So don't agree to do something because I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it because I assume you're on this meeting for those reasons. But I could be wrong. So just let me know. Okay. Is everybody able to do that? Okay. But I'll just make the assumption that, that's kind of what's working for most of us. And then the third way to gain a dismissal would be to do a deferred disposition. That is a written agreement, a process like a contract where you agree to do certain things, and they will be listed and in writing, and you'll sign for it. And then I agree at the bottom of the document to dismiss your case if you honor your agreement, okay? So the way that you get a deferred disposition in a Class C court is different from all the other courts in Texas. In a Class C court, you ask the judge or you ask the prosecutor, okay? So you can say guilty or no contest, but I'd like it deferred. You don't have to get on Ms. Warren's docket to make that request of her, although you may if you're on her docket. It's both, but you don't have to needlessly come to meeting after meeting in order to make that request, okay? So that's the third thing, and it looks like probation. It's not technically really probation, but at the end of it, you get your case dismissed. You pay the costs and fines, or we sort out how that's going to happen. Sometimes I require a class. Sometimes I require some records, okay? And we'll put all that in writing and get your signature. Today, I will need your signature on either an extension of your court date or an agreement, one way or the other. So just be aware, we'll have to find ways to collect signatures. So it's helpful if you can receive an email and print it and sign, and either scan it back or take a photograph or fax it back. One of those ways. We can always receive you at the court to do your paperwork as well, okay? And that's nice, you get a copy easily. Ms. Warren, on the Avicio, how do we say that? Mr. Stone? Are you there?
Sorry, my Zoom it always shuts off my video and my mic
Oh,
randomly.
goodness.
I don't know.
Well, that's no fun.
Yeah.
I'm fine. So what do we have going on with the Avicio case? Ms. Warren?
We're going to do a 120-day deferral on the speeding ticket.
Okay.
No class, 30 days to pay.
Okay.
And then a dismissal on the violate promise to appear.
Okay, the state's going to dismiss. Will you send that dismissal over to us today?
Yes.
Thank you. We'll get the deferred over to the Takac firm, to Mr. Blake's email. Will that work, Mr. Stone? Excuse me.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And then just convey to your client, and we'll expect to get payment and have no more tickets.
Okay, thank you so much, Judge. Have a good day.
Thank you. You're good to withdraw.
Thanks.
And Ms. Warren, your next person, and I will send an invitation to them right now, is Jason Marcano. Let me I think he's still here. There he is, Mr. Marcano. Just remember when you're done meeting with Ms. Warren, you'll come back into this meeting, okay? Okay. Just accept that invitation and you'll be in that room. Okay, and I did actually have a few people come in while we were sitting, working with folks. And it looks like I just want to, let me clear up some things here. Sorry, let me finish what I'm saying with the dismissals. So compliance dismissals, I will walk you through. Driver safety course, I will walk you through the qualifications. Deferred dispositions, you request when you enter a plea. In other words, guilty or no contest, but I'd like to defer to keep it off my record. Something like that, you would say. Got it? And then teen court is the fourth way. And if you're a high school student, I will presume you want teen court and see if we can do that with you. And that's the fourth way. Okay? Those are the things I have to help you with your record. I do want to say there's someone named Doreen. And if you would just unmute and tell me, let me see if I've identified you. I think I wasn't sure whose case is the case today for Doreen. Yes, ma'am. Could you unmute?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am. Hi, good
Okay.
morning.
How you doing, ma'am? I'm here for Amy Stalls.
Okay, for Stalls?
Stalls.
Stalls. Essay. Okay. Amos Stalls. Gotcha. I got you down. Okay. I'll note that on the screen so we don't lose track of Mr. Stalls and you. Thank you so much, ma'am. And I'll remute you till it's your turn, but I really appreciate you helping us out. And then let's see, we got iPhone 11. There was someone named Brad P, but I think he left. And
That was Brad P was mine. I renamed.
oh, gotcha. Okay, perfect. I'll scratch that off and stop asking you. And then the last one I haven't identified is Charlie Hewitt keeps having trouble. Is person ending phone number on the phone line ending in 340. 340. Could you unmute and tell me who you are, please?
Sorry to interrupt. Charles is here. I don't have a
I got
camera
you
at the
down
moment.
already. You've been in and out, and I've already noted that you're here. Don't worry.
Copy that.
Gotcha. No problem. Person on the phone ending 340. Can you unmute and talk to us for a minute? So let me tell you who I've got as not here, okay? And if I call your name, I'm not going to call you if I've already marked you here. I'm going to call who's not here. So let me call your name, and if you're here and I think you're not here, raise your hand or make some noise, okay? Not too loud. Cornelius Brown, are you here? Gregory Childs, are you here? Thomas Danauer, are you here? Rodney Dunham, are you here? Jabari Gilmore, are you here? Elias Hinojosa, are you here? Evelyn Nickwell or Nickwelly, are you here? Faith Reynolds, are you here? Quamon Williams, are you here? Quamon got a dismissal earlier, so I did not expect him. Is anyone here, let's see, whose name I already called? Okay. All right, well, we'll see what happens. Derry Rhodes, are you here? So one thing I want to just mention, I want to highlight this. When you are pulled over or given a ticket, your court date, Ms. Mixon, I'll be with you in a moment. Your court date is on your ticket. Now, if you're here past your court date, the compliance dismissals required that you be on time. So if you missed a court date, you might have missed that. The second thing is you can get a warrant for not showing up. And the reason I want to highlight that is that you may already have a warrant. If you have a warrant, we'll sort it out. If I can work with you, I'll sort it out with you. However, what I want to say to you is if you have a, you know, a court agreement or a court order, you want to go ahead and make sure you can do the things that you're being asked to do, being ordered to do. If you don't do it, you can wind up with a warrant. I don't really want to do that, but you know, we send letters to the address you leave with us on file. And if we wind up without a way to contact you, we can think there's a problem and you might want to be heard. And we give you a chance to be heard. We send you a letter and set you for a hearing before I sign that warrant. And so what I wanted to, that's fine. What I want to tell you is just be aware that if you get into something and you can't do it, let us know. For example, sometimes people sign up to do a payment plan. And what they find out is, you know, then they go into work the next day and they find out their job's being cut or something's happened or they have a family situation. Those things aren't anticipated, you know. So you could even get in a court order today that feels fine and then find in 30 days it's not. And when that happens, the answer is not to step away and wait for bad things to happen. It's to get in with us quickly. You can email us. The email is the email that we sent the link for the meeting today. Email us and tell us what's going on, and we'll try to work with you, okay? I just really prefer to work with people, but you can imagine if you try to work with an empty chair, it's just impossible, okay? So we'll try to work with you, but please let us know if we need to work with you. On line 340, what is your name, please?
Tom Denor.
Okay, Mr. Denor, great. Glad you made it. I'll count you here. And I'm going to go ahead and put your name on the screen so that I don't lose track of you. Thank you. And I also, ma'am, your name is Della, and I just wanted to get your face is familiar to me. I think we've spoken, but could you tell me your full name? You'll have to unmute or I won't hear you. There's no way to hear you until you unmute your speaker. Can you unmute your speaker? Miss Peoples.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Okay, gotcha,
Yes,
Miss
ma'am.
Peoples. Yeah, I think you're Miss Peoples.
No, Brown.
Yeah, I see you, Mr. Brown. Thank you. I'm trying to get, I think, Miss Peoples. I think
Okay.
That's fine. Okay, and Mr. Brown, I did get your message. The clerks let me
Okay.
know you were having trouble.
Yes, ma'am.
And we understand. Thanks for keeping us in the loop. All right, we're going to move forward. Ms. Warren, let's see how things are going for you. I think you were working with Mr. Marcano. And how are things looking on the Marcano case?
Your Honor, the Mercano case has settled. Mr. Mercano will provide proof of insurance to the court. He does have month-to-month insurance, but I did offer a 90-day deferral and he needs to bring in proof each month.
So how long is the deferral?
90 days.
And he's paying today?
He does need a payment plan.
I won't have time to do a deferral of 90 days without payment in full upfront because I have to track that differently. Mr. Marcano, I understand her requirement is 90 days for you to carry insurance. And I get that, but I want to ask you, I'm not inclined to approve it unless it's 120 days. Can you agree to that? That's not Ms. Warren, that's my requirement.
Yes, I can.
Okay. And so what I'll need from you today, if you'll hold tight for just a moment, I'm going to let Ms. Warren keep moving. And I just want to sort out a couple of details with you, okay? Yes? Okay. Ms. Warren, your next person is actually Christopher Masulo. And Mr. Masulo, I'm sending that invitation to you. Let me find you. Where are you? He was here. There he is. Gotcha. Okay. If you'll accept that invitation, sir, and that'll put you into that meeting room. Okay, and thank you, Ms. Warren. I think he went ahead and went. And Mr. Marcano, are you working at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
And we need payment income information. If I break this into two payments, it's 281, and that amount is required by law. It's actually a required amount, but half and half would be 140 and 50 cents, and then 140 and 50 cents. If I give you some time, how quickly could you make the first payment, sir?
I could make it, I think, so I get paid Friday.
Okay. Do you need this Friday or the following Friday?
All right.
The 30th or the 7th of May?
The 30th would be.
Okay, for April 30th?
Oh yeah, April, yeah.
Okay, and then your final payment, can we do 3 weeks later on the 28th of May?
Yes.
Okay, you can always pay early if you want to. And then you'll bring in insurance. Either you could bring it in like on the 30th of the month, if it's month to month. And we'll set it up that way. But if you bring in 3 months, we'll be good. She said 90 days of insurance. So either bring 3 all at once or once a month on the 30th, okay? Okay, if I scan a document over to you, can you print it, sign it, and get it back to us?
And yeah.
Okay. Then once you have that in our possession with your signature, also, they're going to send you a payment application, and I need that in order to approve the payout, okay? So get those 2 documents back to us, and you're good for the day, okay? Okay. You have any questions?
Yeah.
Okay, this will keep it off your record if you follow it, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So now, yes. Okay. Okay, you know whose case is it? Oh, there it is. Okay, gotcha. Okay, thank you. So let me get moving here. And let's start with Kobe Morgan. I just had, when y'all were all coming into the meeting, I identified people as they showed up. And that's why I've been keeping strict record tracks of who is here and when they got in. So, and if like, as with Mr. Hewitt, for example, he came in, he had some technical difficulties, but he solved them and he didn't lose his place in line because I saw him at the beginning before the meeting started. Okay. Before I begin though, Abria Mixon had a quick question. And Ms. Mixon, do you still have that question? Did you have a question?
Oh, I was trying to make sure I was in the right place and that I was here.
You are here, and I already counted you here, which is why I didn't call your name. And I've got you in line, no problem. And if you would, just go ahead and lower that hand because it'll keep reminding me. That would be great. If not, I guess, oh, I can lower it, turns out. So I got that done for you. Okay. Where did you go? There you are. Okay. So I'm going to move forward with Mr. Morgan. Let me find you, Mr. Morgan. Good morning, sir. And I actually received your plea and that you were requesting teen court. This is a case of speeding. If you simply paid it, it would be $254. You've requested teen court, and I'm inclined to agree with you. With teen court, have I understood your plea of no contest?
Yes.
Okay. And you want teen court, right?
Yes.
Okay. With teen court, there is a $20 fee. Could you pay that fee today, please, at the court?
Yes.
Okay. what I would suggest is with the speeding, really the most important thing to me is I need to highlight to you, and this is for all the young people who are requesting teen court today. I've got a few of y'all. Listen, you need to understand one thing, and I'd like to give this lecture one time, and I see y'all, so pay attention, and I'll do this once, okay? All right, so in Texas, Texas is the #1 state in America for not a good reason, and that is that we kill more young people on the roadway than any other state, including California. Okay, people always say, what about California? What about Florida? And those folks, they have a lot of people there, and we do too, but it isn't because there are more people. They did an adjustment on that. So we just kill more young people. And young people who get a ticket move into the top group of death and dismemberment on the roadway. Every year I know a senior who gets killed, okay? And it's literally, I just brace myself. It's the saddest thing that we go through over here at the court, one of them, okay? So I want you into a class, and I want you into a class quickly if the behavior is a moving violation. So what I really need to have you know is that I'm gonna require a class, at least one, okay? If it's a traffic situation. And I think most of these were today. So Mr. Morgan, I want that class quickly, like within 30 days. And that would mean that you would have a deadline by June 1st. Do you accept that deadline?
Yes.
Okay. And we will have some written information for how to find a class that is suitable for this purpose in your teen court packet, which we want you to read today and sign off on today. I can email it to you, and if you can print it and sign it, then we can get that done right away without you making a trip over. Although on the $20, does he have to come pay? On the $20, you do have to pay a cash or check at the window. So we're actually going to have you come over today anyway. All right.
Okay.
How quickly can you get here?
11.
11. We can look for you around that time. And we'll have that order probably ready by then, yes. We do have a protocol for coming in the building, just a safety issue, health concerns, and we'll ask you to step through that by calling us when you get here, okay?
Okay.
All right, any questions?
No.
You're gonna head on over and sign off on your teen court paperwork, okay? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Warren, let me get the file pulled up for Marcelo. And on the Marcelo case, do we have a resolution?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Masulo is going to take a defensive driving course.
Okay, has he, Mr. Masulo?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Have you been to a driver safety course in the last year for purposes of getting a ticket dismissed?
No, ma'am.
And you have a regular Texas license?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and can we get your signature on the documents today? And have you come do the payment of, I believe it's 144, let me double check. Yeah. Can you pay those fees today?
Can we make it tomorrow?
I'll extend you to tomorrow.
Okay. I might be able to make it today. Let me see if I get down that way.
Okay, so here's the thing. I need to get your signature either way. So which document am I getting ready for you? The extension?
Meaning?
You either sign the extension or you sign the driver safety course paperwork. If you know you're coming, then why go through the hoops of getting the extension, right?
Well, I got to get that way. I'm not local right now.
Well, I understand, but there's faxes and emails, and you're on a smartphone.
Oh, okay.
Right
Well,
now.
yeah,
mean,
I thought I had to go to Temple.
You need, well, it would be easier if you did, but if you're
Correct.
not in Temple, and you're not coming to Temple, then we can email you the driver safety course paperwork. You can sign up for it today and do payment on the phone.
Okay, I mean that's fine.
Okay, so we'll just say today.
I'll just come in to Temple.
Okay, either way.
I'll
We
come
just
into
want to
Temple,
know
that's
which
fine.
one. Okay.
I'll come into Temple.
We close at 5, so you'd want to get here by about 4:30. Can you get
I'll be
here
there before that. That's fine.
Okay. All right, I'll make a note of that so they look for you and just call us when you pull up, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Am I free? Am I free to leave?
You're free to leave provided we get your paperwork today.
Okay, I mean, I'm good to hang up now, right?
Yes, you are. I'm actually going to remove you from the meeting.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, moving forward. After Masulo, Ms. Warren's docket, Jerry Piesner. Let me get Ms. Piesner's information pulled up so it's on top. And Ms. Piesner, I will send you the invitation to that breakout room. Just accept and come back in this meeting when that's over. And lots of people coming in late. My next person is going to be, let's see, Hagan Welch. And Mr. Welch, I know you were listening. I could tell you were listening, or I think you were listening.
Yes, ma'am.
When we were talking about teen court, my understanding is you have pled no contest to the offense of speeding, where the fines and costs were $259, and you have made a request for teen court as well. Do I understand it properly?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And so it's for speeding, it would be the same thing. There's a one-time $20 fee, and we'd ask if you can pay that today.
Yes.
And then we need you to come over to do your paperwork, but it's going to be a class that will be due June 1st.
Can she email the papers? Can you send them back?
Can
We
you
can
email the
it. We
paper?
can send them back, but we can't accept cash through any other way than a check or cash at the window.
I can come pay the cash.
We can pay it today.
Okay, can you come over and just do it all at once?
And you're gonna have to go through. Yes, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay, what, we close at 5. Can you get here before 4:30?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay. The class will be laid out in the packet, okay? So when you get here, just make sure you understand what you need to do, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and if you have questions, they can answer them at the window, or they can bring you back onto a meeting with me. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
He's very much the same thing. Check on that. Okay. Ms. Warren, on the Piesner case, do we have a resolution?
Actually, I don't think you sent us, Judge. No.
Oh. I did.
Oh, is
Yours-
she in the breakout room? I must have
She's
missed
in the
her.
breakout room.
Okay.
Yeah. And you should have an invite that stays steady. Okay, I thought that was awfully quick. Okay, my next person is going to be Ms. Peoples. Della Peoples, try to unmute and let's try to talk to you. Ms. Peoples, are you there? Hello, Ms. Peoples. Hi, can you unmute, ma'am? Just unmute like you did earlier. I'm trying to find her. I'm not seeing her paperwork. Let's see. I know it's in here. Just you'll hit the mute button and unmute yourself. It's not going to work if you can't unmute. Let me ask you to unmute. Ms. Peoples, if you're able to unmute, I've sent you an invitation to unmute. I don't see any technical problems. It's connected. Are you there, ma'am? So someone just came in with an LG device, and I can't tell who it is on that LG device. Could you let me know? Who are you, sir? Ms. Peoples, I'm going to skip your case right now. I'll try to ask you again in a moment. If you get control of your mute button, let me know. We won't be able to conduct the hearing if I can't hear you, though. And I really do want to talk to you very much. So try one more time. Let's try to get you unmuted, because I can see you there, but I can't hear you. And I've sent you invitations to unmute yourself. Oh, just repeatedly. So please unmute so I can hear you. Okay. For now, right now, I'm going to move on. I'll give you another chance when we get there, but I'm going to move to David Garcia's case.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, hi, Mr. Garcia. I'm glad you're here. I did review the information you submitted, and let me just do a quick, where are you in school?
At Temple High School.
Okay. And then I looked and saw you actually received or got your driver's license recently. Is that a permit?
Yes, I'm waiting for the actual card, but I have the paper.
Right. So I can allow teen court on that case. And on the speeding charge, you've pled no contest. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you're wanting teen court for both of those charges?
Yes, ma'am.
And so I'll tell you that there are two $20 fees. Can you pay those fees today? $40.
Yes, ma'am.
$40.
Yes, ma'am.
And then there'll be a class that you need to do. And we might as well get his hard copy of his license when he gets it. So you'll bring your hard copy of your license and a class which you can take online or around town. I'll do by June 1st, okay?
Yes, ma'am. And I have a question.
Yes.
Whenever I went to, so I could set teen court up, they said I could do a essay. I'm not sure if that was possible. If not, then I mean it's cool.
Well, what they were going to do is an essay because they thought you couldn't get your license. And then I saw that you can do the license because you have already provided a permit. Excuse me. So instead of that essay, I'm just going to require that you turn in the hard license. But for the speeding charge, it was always going to be the class. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Okay. Can you come by the court?
What was that?
Can you come by the court?
Yes, ma'am.
What time should we look for you?
Around 11.
Okay, we should have everything at the front. When you get here, call us, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right,
Any
thank
questions?
you. I can leave now, right? Or
Yes, you can head over. Just be patient with us.
all right, you have a good day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, Ms. Peoples, are you still here? Ms. Peoples, can you unmute where we can hear you? Are you here, Ms. Peoples? Can I see you? Still wanting to, I know I can see your mouth moving, but I can't hear you. So I'll keep trying to come back to you. I'm going to go ahead and move to the Christian Comanero Maya case. I think I see you
Yes,
here.
ma'am.
Yes. And I know, let me get caught up with you, but I think we were trying to look at teen court. Where are you in school?
I'm at Temple High, ma'am.
Okay. And you've pled no contest, I think, to both charges. Let me ask you a question. Right. So first question, the B restriction, how much longer do you have on the B restriction?
Give me a second.
Sure.
So I have the citation here, but I don't believe it says.
No, it's on your license. It's on the license itself. That's probably like first problem is you don't know what that is.
Give me 1 second. I'm sorry.
Let me bump the air up. Let me bump the air up in here, please. Someone. I think you do it over there. Yeah, I would like that. I'm sorry. I should have said it a different way. Do you have it with you, your license, sir? Christian? We are having all kinds of problems. Christian,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have your license?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so my question is, turn it over, flip it over and look at the back.
All right.
What's your restriction?
I have a paper copy. Should it still say on here?
Yes.
I'm sorry, I cannot seem to find it.
Okay, do you know what your restriction is?
Yes, my driver's license violation, right?
Yes, but do you know what the restriction is? Do you know what it means to have a restriction?
Yes, it says
There's a
restriction code
limit.
A right here.
There's a limit. What's the limit that they placed on you? Scott's
30 to 45 days.
Of what? The B restriction is the licensed person in the front seat, right?
Someone has to be 21 years of age older, in the passenger seat until they get that permit card taken off.
So you have a permit, okay, Christian?
Yes, ma'am. I have my driver's license.
You're required to have a 21-year-old or older in the front seat who's licensed to drive, sitting in the front seat with you.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know that?
Yes, ma'am.
I didn't drive you that morning because when you were going to tell her.
Yeah, she did tell me. And I, speaking off screen and coaching someone, we just really, it's not actually going to help. I don't know
Yes,
if
ma'am.
that's your
I was
mom.
confused with the question that you were asking me.
Yeah, but someone was talking to you. I was asking them to stop. So I know that you were worried because you were going to be tardy and there's some consequences for you about that right now.
Yes, ma'am.
But if you have an accident, you're going to be late.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
And if an officer stops you, you're probably going to be real late. So it's a little bit, you really don't gain that much by speeding up. Okay. And Texas law, furthermore, doesn't say you get to speed if you have a good reason. You either are speeding or you're not. That's literally,
Yes, ma'am.
yeah. Because otherwise we'd be just double checking with everybody. Hey, are you sure? And we can't pull everybody over and just make sure. We have to hold everybody to a single standard of safety. Okay. All right. So I need to have your attention on that. But I'm
Yes,
trying to
ma'am.
make sure I'm trying to make sure you understand that you should actually not be driving yourself to school alone because it's illegal.
No, yes, ma'am. My mom usually takes me to school, but that day she just wasn't feeling well. I was just driving myself, so I mean, that's
You'll have to develop a plan for what to do when that happens besides just breaking the law. Okay?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. So on your case, do you want teen court on both cases to keep it off your record?
Yes, ma'am.
There are two $20 fees, so it's a total of $40. Can you pay that today?
Yes, ma'am.
And then you'll have a class due by June 1st. You can take it online or around town. We'll give you a list, and then we'll have an essay for you to do on the DL charge.
All right, that sounds good.
Okay. All right. So this is ready. So we'll get that ready for you. And you're coming by when?
Is anytime after 2:30 fine?
Yes, that's fine.
All right.
Okay. All right. We'll look for you then. Just call us when you get here. You will have to have someone in the vehicle driving with you if you drive, but they don't have to come in the building, although they're welcome to. Okay.
Well, just to clear that up, I do have my driver's license, ma'am.
Yeah,
I just got it recently.
Yeah, you weren't cited for not having it.
Oh,
You were
okay.
cited for violating your restriction. Do you
Okay.
understand that you have a restriction?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, you can't be violating that restriction. That means
Okay.
if you drive by yourself, you're violating that restriction. So
Yes, ma'am.
Don't pull up to my court breaking the law, please.
Yes, ma'am. I understand.
Yeah, I have a bailiff here. He'll write you a ticket.
All right.
I did teen court twice, so you'll wind up paying it. It's $250.
Yes, ma'am.
Stop breaking the law, please. There's a reason for that law. Okay?
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, Ms. Warren, on the Piesner case, do we have a resolution or are we heading to trial?
We do have a resolution, Your Honor. It's a 90-day deferral, no class, and Ms. Piesner will pay today.
Okay. And Ms. Piesner, that's 264. Or is that will work for you? I'm assuming it will. I can't hear you. It does
Sorry,
look
Your Honor.
like,
Yes, that does work.
okay, we're good. And I see no class. I'll accept that. And we'll have that ready for you. Do we need to email that to you and have you get it back to us and pay online?
That would be
Bye.
great.
Okay, we'll get that to you here shortly, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Just need it back today. Ms. Warren, moving you forward to Deborah Haney. And Ms. Haney, I'm sending you a breakout room request.
Unmute.
I'm trying to keep everybody muted because otherwise I just can't hear myself think. But I unmute people when it's their turn. And I'm sending Ms. Haney a breakout room invitation to join Ms. Warren. Just click on and accept that, and it will push you into that room. Mr. Strange, I do see you, and I'm glad you're raising your hand. Thank you. Let me unmute you or ask you to unmute. This case has been resolved, right?
Yes, I was.
So, Mr. Strange, I thought
Yes,
it was
ma'am.
not. 'Cause they couldn't- Oh, they already. Your law firm has entered into a resolution for your case. And
Okay.
you should call them and
Okay.
check in with them, but they seemed ready to go and they made a good deal for you.
Okay.
So give them a call, and you're excused from having to sit through all this.
Okay.
And do you have any, I can't really give you a lot of information, but I can answer basic questions. Do you have any further
Nah, I
questions?
don't really have no questions.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
stay
very
well.
much.
Stay well, sir,
Thank you.
okay? Thank you. I saw that a minute ago. Okay. Deborah. So I am moving forward then. Let's see. Let me go back and see if Miss Della Peoples has been able to. I know she's been working really hard to try to get the problem resolved. Miss Peoples, are you there? Okay. So I'm going to move forward again for now. I think she's been in and out of the meeting, and I just want to keep trying to help out with her. But moving forward then to Abria Mixon. And Miss Mixon, let me get your case pulled up. Give me just a moment. I'm shuffling a lot fast. So, Ms. Mixon, where are you, ma'am? There you are. Can you unmute so we can visit? There you
Yes,
go.
ma'am.
Great. Thank you. Can you get to a position where you sit down and just hold steady for a minute? It'll challenge your speaker less. You'll have less dropped pieces of the conversation. Yes, hi. Are you over at the school?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, you know, we've been working with you in a teen court capacity to try to get your driving permit. And it was due here by December 28th. Now, teen court's interesting. It's a really good deal, but we only have about 60 days to wrap those cases up. And
Yes, ma'am.
so
I'm sorry, you can go ahead.
I know that you have been having difficulty getting over to get your license, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And I actually think you tried, and now we've got you pushed out past the point where we might be outside of teen court. What's the issue? I mean, how quickly could you get, it looks like the 14th of which month? Are you scheduled?
Yes, ma'am.
When is it? All I got back when we asked you is it was on the 14th of March. And
Yes,
so
we had got it rescheduled, and I emailed that I forgot the lady's name, but I emailed her all of my screenshots of the receipts from the DPS, and she was just saying get it as soon as possible. But our appointments keep getting pushing back further and further.
The DPS set the appointment for June the 14th for her to come in and do her driving. We have everything else, the ACEable, we have everything done. We just waiting on that day for the DPS. With the DPS due to COVID, you have 2 days. The first time I took her, we had to register. She couldn't do it that day. We had to register with all the paperwork, and then that's when we then they told us to come back June the 14th, and that's when she actually take the driving.
okay. So June 14th, I'm gonna reschedule this hearing for the following hearing date. Let me check real quick and see what that is. That's gonna be the last possible date I can give you. So June 15th, and you'll have to sign, we'll send you that. It's a show cause for not being, doing your teen court order. So that's a last drop date, like that's the last time I can do that. And I'll take it if you'll bring it up here the day before, then that'll save you the bother. Okay.
Okay.
All right, we're good then.
All right, thank you.
Yes, I understand. Some of things aren't out in your control, but get that meeting done, line up your ride and all that, okay?
Yes, ma'am. All right, thank you.
Okay, and my next person actually is Miss Hinojosa. Let me find you, I think. No, I apologize, Miss Hollingsworth. I grabbed the wrong file. The H's. Let me get that pulled up. Miss Hollingsworth.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Thank you, ma'am. So we actually did I granted community service.
Yes, and I got a job and
Okay.
I wanted to just make the payments again because I'm working at Google now.
Okay, first question, do you have any hours that you want to turn in to get that credited?
No, ma'am. Right after I set that up, they called me for that job.
Okay, and I'm going to need you to supplement your payment application and give me the new information. So we'll scan that over to you and update it.
Okay.
Do you have a sense of what you could pay on a regular basis?
I can pay $50 a month with all of our bills and stuff. My son moved out, so it's just me and my husband.
Okay.
And he's on disability, so.
Right, I see that. What day of the month would work best for
The
you?
3rd of the month. He said he'd take it out of his check. That way, if my paycheck's gone, it'll still be paid.
Okay, so I don't mind approving that, and we would start May 3rd. Let me just tell you what to do if you can't make a payment. And that is to communicate with us, because I can look and maybe massage that a little bit with you.
Okay.
So just I will approve it without anything except
Okay.
the word. But I need you to back it up with the paperwork. I need you to sign for it today. We'll send all that to you. Do you want to send it, or do you want to come over?
You can send it to me. I got a printer and everything here, so.
Okay, you can either fax it or email it back to us.
Okay.
Okay, and I'll approve it. But just please, if you run into, as with everybody here, if you run into difficulty, let us know as quickly as you can.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
That was just a quick check-in because she needed to change things up. Okay, and so after Ms. Hollingsworth, let's see where we're going. I have Childs is here. And Hewitt came in. I already had him marked in. Vargas is on the pretrial docket. I just had a few people come in. Mr. Denauer, he'll be next. Then Mr. Childs and Ramsey. Gentlemen, with the LG device, you've got turquoise wall and a sweatsuit kind of on with a zipper. What's your name, please? I know you were having technical difficulties earlier.
It's Elias.
What was the last name again?
Hinojosa.
There we go, Mr. Hinojosa. Okay. All right, I'll be getting to you shortly. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
I just want to,
Yes, ma'am.
I like to put the right name on it so that I don't lose track.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. There we go.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll be right back with you, but first I'm going to actually take the next in line, and that's going to be Mr. Denauer. Mr. Denauer, can you unmute? Where are you, sir? I think on the phone. Mr. Denauer? Just, oops. Try it again. Who did we find Renzo was?
Hello?
Hi, Mr. Denauer.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
So I need to confirm some things and then move forward. I am receiving your pleas of guilty or no contest on your charges, okay? I got all that. And I'm just looking at your financial situation. And it does look like we need to think about doing community service.
I can't do community service. I'm in a disability. I'm on a walker.
Okay, so, all right. Well, here's the thing. If I determine, as I have, that you're not able to make payment, then what I need from you is a doctor's note telling me that you can't do the community service. And if we can do that, then I would probably either lower the amount that you pay or waive it. So are you in touch with a regular like physician of some kind?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I'd have to make an appointment, but I don't see him. But the only doctor I'm seeing right now, I've been driving back and forth to my cancer treatment.
Okay. Okay. So when is the next time you're going to see that physician?
I'd have to call because I only see him every 6 months. On my regular doctor, I'll have to call and make an appointment to get a letter.
Okay. Well, I'm going to give you 60 days to get me that letter. Okay. 82 hours.
All right.
So it'll actually be 82 hours or a doctor's note. Okay. And due by June 29th. And I'll recall your warrants. You won't have warrants. Okay.
And what about my license plates? Will I be able to get them?
We have a hold on your plates.
Yes, ma'am. I already been stopped 3 times. I got 3 verbal warnings, but I need my car to go back and forth to get my cancer treatment started.
Yeah, I can release your plates, and we'll work on that today. It'll probably take a couple of days for the Texas Department of Transportation to pull that. So I would say give it 3 or 4 days and then check on it. Okay.
All right.
Okay. And then we'll email you some information about your community service, but the due date for that service is the due date for your doctor's note. But if you get it sooner, just send it over to us. Okay.
All right. I will.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Ms. Warren, on the Haney case, do you have a resolution or are we moving to trial?
Yes, Your Honor. Ms. Haney has entered 2 no contest pleas on her citations.
Okay.
And on the rabies 218-07-317, she's gonna pay the $226.
Okay.
On the second charge, I have reduced that to costs.
Okay.
76.
Okay.
But also in Miss Haney's case, she has requested community service and expressed an inability to pay.
Okay. I will accept the pleas. I will enter the findings. I will accept the reduction to costs on the case ending in 318. And she did not provide us her income information, I believe. Let me double check that. And if not, we'll schedule her for me to do that. And Ms. Warren, I'm going to go ahead and move you forward. Ms. Haney, stay there for just a moment. And Ms. Warren, Charles Hewitt is coming your way. He's had some difficulty and he has a visual, but he may have to bring a phone along.
I believe
don't see that.
I'm present.
Oh,
Do you hear me?
perfect. No, I
Hello.
saw you. And it looks good. Let me send you
I've
the
got
invitation.
Somewhat of an unusual setup, but
Looks cool. Okay, here we go.
Joy.
Okay, you should receive that invitation. And just click on it and accept it. Is it in there?
Yes.
Perfect. Ms. Haney, we found your payment application. So just wait right there. We'll be right with you. Thank you. Ms. Haney, do you still work at Bill's Grill? You'll have to unmute.
Oh, yes, ma'am. I do work at Bill's Grill. I work part-time, not very many days a week, and it's kind of iffy about how much I make. So I just kind of estimated. It has good days and bad days.
Sure. So we've got, it's kind of always competing interests. Are you the only person living in your home?
No, ma'am. I take care of my parents. They live with me as well. My mother's just got out of the hospital again, and she's pretty much completely disabled, 100%.
How do y'all pay your bills?
They put you in, they provide two. We split the bills. We're all three on the lease and we split them 3 ways.
And you don't think you could make a payment plan?
I don't think I can right now at all. I'm having a little difficulty.
Okay.
With reduced hours. I just got this job back. I was working at another job, which at Christian Farms, and I'm changed over to this one back. So I'm having, and this is a great reduction in my pay.
Okay. So we're going to go to 15 hours of community service. It's due by June 29th, or you'll need to get an extension. We're going to email that information over to you.
Okay.
And what we'll do is if you get the hours turned in, then you're good to go. If you don't, you need to apply for an extension. We need your signatures today. Can you email the information back over to us?
I can, or I could come there. I could email it. Actually, I could probably do that. I'd email it, be easier.
Thank you.
Just print it out, sign it, and email it back.
Yes,
okay, I can do that.
Great. Okay,
yes,
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Hewitt, Ms. Warren came back in because I'm seeing that you did not, you didn't click the invitation and go over.
We spoke.
Oh, you spoke?
went over,
Well, that was really, that was fast. That was very quick. Okay, wow, y'all were efficient. Okay, even better. I was like, he just was here. I thought he'd gone, and then he was right back in. I assumed that something happened. Okay, so do we have resolution?
We do, Your Honor. Mr. Hewitt will do a 90-day deferred, no class, and he will pay today.
Okay. Mr. Hewitt, we can email that information over to you. If you can print it and get it back to us and either call or go online and make payment, that will work.
Yeah, I'll do it online if I can.
Absolutely, no problem.
Cool.
That's what we're doing. Okay, we'll get that over to you probably in the next hour or potentially less, okay?
Thanks for your help.
Thank you. I'll approve it. And we're moving forward, Ms. Warren, for you. Let's see, Mr. Hewitt, Haney, and we have Mr. Amos Sauls. He has someone with him. He looks homebound. And so she's helping him technically. And I've actually encountered that before. Some difficulty tracking a little bit there for those folks. So I'm going to send that over to you if they're still here. Let me find him. It looks like we lost him. Mr. Sauls, are you here? Okay, I'll make a note that they lost connection. And we'll just keep moving along. The next person is Mr. Vargas. And I believe he's on a phone line, perhaps. So I will send him over to you. Thank you. Okay, and then I am moving forward as well. And my next person is actually, let me just find my thread. Mr. Dunauer is done. Mr. Childs. Let's see if you can unmute, Mr. Childs. Not seeing any audio for you. So if I can't hear you, there's no way to do it. So I'll let you work on that. And if you get connected, just say I'm here and I'll come back to you. But while we're waiting for that to happen, I'm going to see if I can get Mr. Hinojosa moved forward. And Mr. Hinojosa, let me just do a quick review of your file. I did a quick one earlier and I just need to go back over it a tiny bit. Let me see if Miss People, she has struggled the whole morning. Frustrating for her, I'm sure. So I did receive your pleas, and I can see that things are difficult right now. First, let me confirm, you have several cases, and I got pleas, I think on all of those cases, pleading no contest. Do I have that right? Okay. And I saw your lips move, and I know what you said, but I want to have you unmute for, thank you for the rest of
Can
it.
you,
Yep, I can hear you.
okay.
And let me get to your financial statement. Give me just a quick moment. It does look like I would order community service. Of course, that's subject to, I see that you are disabled. And so just what's the nature of your disability?
A little bit of both, physical and mental.
Okay. And so I would go ahead and order that. And it would come to 64 hours. And right now I would just start with 60 days to complete by June 29th. I can always give
Okay.
you time. And if your doctor
I do
says
have a
you can't
question.
do it, wait, if your doctor says you can't do it, then I need to get that from your doctor in writing. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, what was your question?
I actually got pulled over again,
Yes.
and I got a ticket on that I'm supposed to comply by the 28th of this month
Right.
for no license. So
I
I didn't know
have
if I
a-
have to refile or if I could squeeze that in today.
Yes. I have pleas for those
For
as
the one I
well.
got on the one I got on the 12th.
Yes. Driving while license invalid
Yes, ma'am.
and no insurance.
No. Yeah.
That's what they wrote it for. Yeah.
The ticket number is 29240.
Yes. So you're to maintain financial responsibility.
Okay, he told me he just gave me a no license ticket.
Let me look at it, but what we received from the PD was both of those charges. And
And that was on the 12th of this month, correct?
yes, yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah, I'm not mistaken.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me double check the physical ticket. Okay, let me just back up then. On the license being invalid, how are you pleading?
No contest.
Okay. And then for that same date, could you print that for me? He did warn you on the headlamp. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
How are you pleading on the insurance charge?
No contest.
Okay. I'm going to hold it up for you in just a quick second so you can see it. But I would order community service with 60 days. If there's
Okay.
something like your doctor needs to tell me about that would, create a different result, that note would be due by that date as well. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
This one where it says the A charge is the speeding and then the B charges, it says FMFR. I kind of wish they wouldn't do that, but it means failure to maintain financial responsibility.
Right. I can't see anything on mine. It's just blank.
Yeah.
But I
We can
understand.
email this to you if you want to
That's
copy.
fine. However you want to do it.
Yeah, we can send that to you.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
but I'm rolling them all together like you
Yes,
asked.
ma'am.
And
Okay.
we'll do community service instead of payment. Okay.
Is there any way to get all this where it doesn't stick to my record?
The difficulty with that for me at this point is those have short timetables and we have too much to do. So not really. Like you would have to get the license, you would have to get the hours done. I would do it on the two new ones.
Okay, I got a question for you, and I hope this doesn't mess it all up, but I'm gonna be honest with you. My license is suspended right now. Okay.
Yeah, I see that.
I've been waiting to go to trial for a year and a half before this
On what?
pandemic hit on its DWI.
Okay.
My license got. I was supposed to be in trial before the pandemic happened. Okay.
Yeah.
So, but I call in every week. I take a drug test every month. I took one yesterday. So I kind of was hoping to put at least the license part on hold until I could justify the trial date, which is now May 22nd, I believe. I just talked to her this morning, and I think it's the
Yeah.
22nd, to see the outcome of that before I get stuck with the license thing. But no.
Yeah, so here's the way the law works on that. The jury at a trial
ma'am.
here is going to ask on April 12th, was this license valid?
Okay, I
And
understood.
it wasn't.
I
So
understand that.
delaying it to find out if you had that charge over there. I'm just pointing to county.
Right,
okay?
but the thing is that if I beat that case, then
It doesn't
technically
mean
my
your
license,
license was valid.
but my license was valid when I got the DWI.
Yeah, I'm not here to talk about your DWI case.
I know, but it all falls back to take my driver's license away with no evidence in the case. And I've
So-
been irking for like a year and a half to get this
Okay,
done.
so on April 12th, you pled no contest, but what you really are pleading is not guilty. You want a trial.
Well, see,
Right.
I wouldn't understand how that goes then. Is the trial is that trial gonna become before or after? the
Doesn't
trial?
matter. It does not matter. The question is whether your license was valid on April 12th.
Well, no, it wasn't. It wasn't
Okay.
valid
Then why do you want a trial for that?
because I'm not guilty in this matter, and they're pulling my chain with this. Now, I'm quite frankly,
I'm not
tired
pulling
of
your
it.
chain. I have no
ma'am.
connection.
No, ma'am. I'm not saying you at all. I'm not saying I'm not.
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain something to you. and
I
you're
understand that,
connecting-
but I'm trying to explain the same
You're
thing.
talking
like,
over me and you're starting to raise your voice. Stop. If you were in court, I'd be warning you about going to jail for contempt. Just stop and take a deep breath. Listen, I'm a pretty reasonable person, but you need to stop. Let's try again. Take a breath. And let's try again. So here's my question.
yes, ma'am.
How are you pleading on this charge?
Well, if it's based off the time I got pulled over, then yes, I didn't have a license at that time.
Right. So I know that you have another case, but you're trying to connect those cases. And I know
But
they
they are
feel,
con- but
but
they
they're
are
not.
connected.
No, they're not.
Okay, well, I don't understand that because it has to do with my license.
If your license wasn't valid,
If I would have went to trial like I should have before the pandemic hit with them.
you
keeping
think that if you
schedule-
were found not guilty of
I
drunk
know I'm not going to
driving,
be found not guilty.
Listen,
No breathalyzer
that's-
test, no blood work.
okay,
surgery.
I'll come back to you. I'll come back to you. You can leave if you want to, and we'll just count you absent and keep your warrants active. I'm not going to argue with you. That's not what, no, you can wait. Ms. Warren,
Yes,
we
ma'am.
have Vargas, right?
So Mr. Vargas, I've explained to him he needs to be in compliance by his next court date, and he needs to appear at his next court date.
Okay.
He is on a phone, so I didn't want to release him until you released him, and I'll go back and tell him.
Yes. He is due back. Sorry, the clerk's put the information in a different place. June 2nd at 1 o'clock.
Okay, I will let him know and go ahead and tell him he can hang up.
Yes, we just want to
Okay,
see
thank
him
you.
by that date.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Your next person I'm going to move forward is, let's see, Vargas. You've got Derry Rhodes, who has been very patient. And let me send you an invitation, Mr. Rhodes, to join that breakout meeting. Okay? Just accept the invitation and it'll move you over. And Ms. Ramsauer, tell me your name again. Your full
Brianna
name.
Ramsauer. Brianna
Sorry?
Ramsauer. Sorry, Brianna Ramsauer.
Okay. So is it your case?
I'm sorry, what was that?
Is it your case?
Yes, ma'am.
I don't have her on here. So it's a theft charge. Let me get your case pulled up and see where we are. Can I see the case jacket? What's in there? Just drop that down. They must have pushed her into the meeting somehow. So how old are you today?
17.
Okay. And is she on time?
I have a quick question, if that's okay.
Yes.
So whenever like it happened, whenever like the day I stole, they told me that so it was during the freeze, so a police officer couldn't make it to the store. So they told me that my citation would be mailed to me.
Uh-huh.
So I waited about a month and I didn't get anything. So I called like the Temple Police Department and they checked their records and everything. They said nothing was like filed. So I was like, okay, I called once a week after that and there was still nothing filed.
Yes.
So then I got a letter in the mail. It wasn't a citation, but it was like it wasn't a citation, it was something else. It was like, okay, come here for the court thing.
Yes.
So they told me that a citation was mailed to me, but
Yes.
I didn't get one. So I was wondering if that would like failure to me that if I missed a court date on my citation.
No, you didn't miss a court date.
Okay. Okay.
You're fine and they're fine too.
Okay.
It just happens, and that's why we sent you the letter that we sent you.
Okay.
Because we knew you had missed that opportunity. So what I want to tell you is you actually, because you're on time, qualify for a program that allows for a dismissal if you take a class, a theft intervention class, and get it back by your next court date.
Okay.
And that would be, thank you, that would be really 30 days by June 1st.
Okay.
And if you get it and you bring it over to us and turn it in before your next court date, then I will sign a dismissal.
Okay.
So I'm going to send you an extension and a list of classes that you can choose from.
Okay.
And that's our theft intervention program for the first time we see you. Okay. And you will be good to go. You'll get the case dismissed as long as you get your class done. Okay.
One question. Sorry, my
Yes.
camera. I do live out of state right now, so could I just like email it? Like if whenever I finish it, could I email it to you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That would be great. Thank you so much.
So look for our email, get your signature on everything and back to us today.
Okay.
And then get everything turned in by June 1st.
Okay. That sounds good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Ms. Mason's been patient. Let's see. Now we've got, so I still have Mr. Brown. Can you unmute? Mr. Childs, I'll be back with you in a moment. Mr. Hinojosa, I haven't given up on you yet. Ms. Peoples, did you make it back in? I'll sort that out with her. Rodney Dunham, still not here. Jabari Gilmore, still not here. Evelyn McWelly, still not here. Just confirming those absences. And Ms. Warren, you are working with, remind me.
Mr. Rhodes.
Rhodes, thank you. And are we
Brown,
having-
I'm Brown.
Yes.
He needs to go to jail.
Okay, Mr. Brown, let's keep the mute on. And I don't know who did that, but let's keep that down. Mr.
Okay.
Rhodes?
On the Rhodes case,
Yeah.
Mr. Rhodes does have a CDL, but I did offer, with this exchange for the no contest plea, the fine of $50 and
Okay,
the regular court cost of $134. So his total would be $184. And he
Okay.
can pay today.
okay. Mr. Rhodes, is that your understanding of the agreement? I'm sorry, let me ask you to unmute.
There we go. Unmuted.
Okay. Is that your understanding of the agreement, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're going to do that reduction.
Yes,
And then
ma'am.
you can call and do payment, or you can go online and do payment.
I can call the number on the email. It's a number on there I can call and make the
Yes.
payment. Okay,
Yes.
I'll call as
Just
soon as.
call, give it about 10 minutes so we can get the record to reflect the reduction. Okay?
Okay, okay,
Right. Okay. Don't
So-
pay it until it's what you're expecting. Okay?
okay. So about 20 minutes, I can make this call and pay this fine.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Am I dismissed now?
You are. Thank you.
Thank you again.
You have a blessed day.
Amen. Same to you, Judge.
Bye-bye. Thank you for that. So, Ms. Warren, moving forward, Ms. Mason has been waiting for you. Ms. Mason, I'll send you that invitation to that breakout room and just accept the invitation, please.
Your Honor, before you, is the defendant's name Mason? I don't see
Yolanda
her on-
Mason?
I don't see her on my docket.
I'm sorry. Let me look again. Yeah, I have it on your docket.
Huh. Oh, it may be one that was added. I'll look her up. Okay.
I think she was that one ad that might have had a medical reason.
Yeah, I think so. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Mr. Childs, I'm sorry, Mr. Childs, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, can you unmute and talk to me, please? Mr. Brown? Well, I'd like to talk to you, Mr. Brown. I'm not hearing you. You'll have to unmute. I've also asked Mr. Childs to connect to audio.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Hi, Mr. Brown. Does Cornelius Brown have a one?
Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm well. So we have a plea already in the balance of 301. And I actually, is there someone in the background just talking away? Because I can hear them. I'm showing that I could order community service.
Yes, ma'am, you can.
Yes,
Yes, ma'am.
15 hours. And it's due by June 29th. And can you come sign your paperwork at the court, please?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, I can.
Oh, we need that signature today, okay?
Okay.
Come on over. I'm gonna
Yes, ma'am.
I'm gonna actually remove you from the meeting so you can drive safely over, okay?
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Childs, I still can't hear you. Are you there? Ms. Peoples? So there's a person named Doreen, that's Mr. Sauls, correct? I've asked you to unmute, named Doreen. Can you unmute, please? Gentlemen, can you unmute? Okay, I can't work with people who are disrespectful, and I can't work with people who don't take their phone off mute. Person named
Hello?
Doreen. Yes,
Hello?
hi. Yes, hi. What is your full name, the person who has a case? Is it Mr. Sauls? Yeah, you're having some.
Okay, I gotta call you back. Hello?
Hi, whose case do we have today?
Sauls.
Yeah, okay. You're gonna be next with the prosecutor, okay? Try to just hold real still, and because that helps with the stuff, okay?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm gonna
Okay.
mute you. I'm gonna mute your mic for a little bit longer because you'll be next to talk to the prosecutor.
All right.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Childs, I'm gonna. Mr. Childs? Okay. So all I'm trying to do with Mr. Childs is he entered a plea. He wrote some things I don't completely understand, but he wants a payment plan. And I'm okay with $20 a month, but I'm not really clear that he could do it. I would allow him to do community service if that's a hardship. I think it is.
Okay.
If he wants to just do community service, it's 15 hours, and I would just approve that, and he can sign off on it out there,
Okay, all right.
and that'll work. Sorry? Yes. Mr. Childs, I'm going to remove you because you're in the lobby, and they're going to work with you out there. We've got a plan. Mr. Hinojosa, let's give it a try.
All right.
I don't really have to do anything for you, sir.
I understand
What
that.
what I'm gonna tell you is that I hear someone frustrated, and I see that. Okay. I know that you feel like your license invalid charge should go away if you prevail over at county, but I will not delay your case because I simply disagree with you about the nature of that situation. Please tell Mr. Childs he doesn't need to keep trying that. Okay, so on your other cases, I've accepted your plea, and it looks to me like I would order community service.
Yes, ma'am.
If you want to, if you're trying to contest your license invalid charge for trial, then I'll schedule you for that process.
Can I just ask you a question calmly? And I don't mean to, when I raise my voice, it's not me being arrogant.
But I
or
just don't allow
disrespectful.
it. So it doesn't really
I
matter the
understand.
reason.
That's just who I am, though, is what I'm saying.
But it's just the way court runs, and that's the way I am, and I have the law behind me on that. So you can ask a question. I'm not going to
Okay.
yell at you, but I'm not going to be yelled at.
Okay, so if I was to go to trial and they hear the situation, do they have an option of saying not guilty, or do they have an option of prolonging it until the Bell County situation is taken care of?
Okay, a jury would not have the option to prolong it.
Okay.
One,
That's fine.
a jury can always find someone not guilty for whatever reason they choose. But I will tell you that the only question the jury will be asked at trial is whether your license was valid at the time. Just like they would ask on the other case whether you were insured or not.
Correct. All right.
Okay. So what do you want to do?
I just got off the phone with Miss Caitlin, so if I could do the probation, not the probation, the community service, I'll just go ahead and take care of that.
On the driving while license invalid charge?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And on all the other charges, correct?
Correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We just need your signature on the forms. I will make that order right now. Due
Yes, ma'am.
date for your 64 hours is June 29th. If you need more time, you ask for an extension through the email. I'm
Okay.
going to send that to you. Can you print it, sign it, and get it back to us today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We'll send that over.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I do apologize.
It happens.
my
And
time.
listen, people get frustrated with systems. And I really do get that. I know those systems very well, and they can frustrate. Sometimes it feels very, very personal. And sometimes it isn't, but it still is frustrating. I get that. But I like to diffuse the situation so that people make intelligent decisions for themselves. Angry and upset people make bad choices for themselves.
But sometimes the intelligence decision is not so much the easy decision.
Yeah, that's true too. But if people are talking really fast and elevate their voice, they are working from a part of their brain that isn't engaged in their reason. So we calm down in court, period.
Okay.
End of sentence. Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And I'll always give that back to you too.
Okay,
Okay.
I appreciate it. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Take care.
Yes, ma'am. You do the same.
You too. Yes.
Oh, I think Reynolds is on the docket for today.
Yeah.
But she was sent the wrong link. Can she be sent the right link right now and get in with you?
If she can get in quickly. Yeah, no problem. Okay. This People's made a gallant attempt to get in. Let me see what I can do for her. Hi, Miss Reynolds. Let me get your case pulled up. Where is she? I don't have her information. She's on there, but I don't have her stuff printed up. They got, it looks like maybe they got put together. No, I don't have anything. Thank you. Hi, Miss Reynolds.
Hello.
Are you still in high school, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We have a couple of cases, and I'll walk you through those here in just a quick moment. But
Okay.
it does look like we might be looking at teen court. So let me get that for you. Is any kind of paperwork, plea, payment plan? There's 9 things in that jacket. And the plea. The plea is what I'm interested in. She's a high school student. So the most important thing is, have we already done that? Just drop the case jacket down and go to plea. Boom. You may not even need to print it. Okay. And that's, so on the, let's see, 1, 3. Okay, there is a changing lanes where unsafe, and it has fines and costs of $234. Your pleading options are guilty, not guilty, and no contest. You put a plea in for guilty, but I just want to confirm, how are you pleading to the charge?
Guilty.
Okay. There's also running a stop sign, and it is from the same day, and the fines and costs are $234. How are you pleading to that charge?
Guilty.
Okay. And so with teen court, we have two teen court fees of $20 each, and that would be $40. Can you pay that $40 today?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then there would be a class and an essay, and both would be due by June 1st. And do you agree to do
Yes,
that?
ma'am.
Okay.
Yes,
The
ma'am.
class you'll pay for, but you can do it online or around town. The essay will give you the specifics to do it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so can you, let's see. Can you come by and sign your paperwork and pay those fees this morning?
At the Municipal Court?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you head that way now?
Yes, ma'am. Let me call my mom and I'll be over there.
Okay. We close at 5, so shoot for at least no later than 4. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
We'll have your paperwork at the front. When you get here, just call us, okay?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Sauls, they lost connection. We're gonna want it rescheduling them. Mr. Childs will not, if I hang him up, he calls again.
I think they're trying to call him and,
Well, he's been sitting here trying to get into my meeting with his phone, so
yeah.
I just,
It's like, they said it keeps like me up and then he tries to get back on.
he didn't need to be in here though. Y'all were working with him out there, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Miss Peoples, I was just gonna say, oh, there's Mr. Sauls. He's here, he is calling me again. If someone, is he out there?
They look for him out there, even out in the parking lot. They couldn't find him.
Okay. All right. Did Miss Peoples, she has a plea, so I can order community service with her. She's indigent. So, Mr. Childs. So if you can hear me, what I need to tell you is that they are calling you in the lobby to come inside. And they've been trying to call you and they're not seeing you, Mr. Childs. So what would be best is if you hang up here and call the clerk's desk. And that number is 298-5687. Hang up and call them. They want to let you in and give you your options at the front. Yeah, we're still working on you, Mr. Sauls. We see that you're here. We sent it over there already. I already said community service, yeah, unless he's insisting, but I think he would be better off doing community service. So Ms. Peoples, she turns into a community service order. And it's 26 hours total for both. But let's give her 60 days. It does look to me like, well, some of her payment plan was unclear and her payment, information, income information. Got to change how I talk about that. But and the reason we changed that is because a lot of people feel like what we're saying is you have to, we're looking for the payment. We're looking for the judgment to be satisfied. Sorry? Ms. Peoples? Yes, yes. She really tried to get in like the whole time. I really cannot fault her. I cannot fault her. So this is strange because I don't see any settings in her file. Inkwell. I don't see that she was scheduled. There's nothing in her file about it. If they did. Yeah, but and she did miss her court date if it was the 19th, but it looks like she's scheduled today, but it says that, but I don't see where we sent her any notice. So let me write on there because I'm gonna send that to you, Ms. Bush, if you don't mind, to schedule, because it would appear to me that it's not really been scheduled. I'm gonna give the benefit of the doubt to that person.
I think Miss Mason may have disconnected herself.
Okay, what's happening on
Oh, there she is.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Here we go.
So, Your Honor, Miss Mason has a DWLI. So it's one of
Yes.
those situations where I offered a 180-day deferral and to give her an opportunity to get her license within 90.
Okay, a valid DL to the a valid DL to the clerk's desk by the 90th day,
Yeah.
which is
And
7/27. Yes.
She does have issues with payment as well, as she expressed an inability to pay.
Yeah, I do actually see that. Are you still at Hunter's, ma'am? Ms. Mason, I'm going to give you time to unmute. And while I do that, Ms. Warren, Mr. Sauls is here. He finally was able to get that technology solved. So I'm going to send him on into that room. Ma'am, I know you're helping Mr. Sauls. Just click on that invitation and it'll take you to that room. They've had some technical difficulty. And if it doesn't work, just come back in the room. Because I will move that to the live docket if I need to. Ms. Mason, do you still work at Hunter's?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You didn't list income. What does your paycheck usually look like?
After taxes and insurance, it's about $866.
Okay. And are you the only income to the home?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And let's see. Do you have any? You do have dependents. And it does look like your daughters, some of them are of age. Are they not working?
My kids, I had my kidney taken out. So my kids kind of rearranged their life to come home and take care of me. But they're starting to go back to work. But COVID kind of put a damper on certain things.
Of course.
Your Honor, I apologize for interrupting, but the Sauls have not entered the breakout room yet.
Okay.
I don't know if you can.
I see that, and I think we're having trouble. On the Sauls case, can y'all click on the invitation? I have urged them. I just think we're having part of the offense is maybe related to this because he's somewhat bedridden and he has a nurse maid there helping him. And I think the solution is going to be that I just bring them in on the can't resolve electronically docket because she's done a credible job of getting this forward for him, for Mr. Sauls. But when I talk to him, it's very difficult for him to communicate.
Okay.
So I'm gonna, and they've had also just lost connection repeatedly, not their fault. So I'm just gonna schedule that for the final pre-call.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, you said, where's the invitation? It's not up on my screen.
Right. I know, but something, right. But I can't resend it. It's already there. So I think we can't resolve it this way. So I'm going to schedule Mr. Sauls to come in on the 25th of May. And I don't have a time listed here for the final pretrial.
He has another case that, if you can put it together.
What time? He's scheduled to be here on June 2nd at 3 o'clock, okay?
Okay, is that the cases all together?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay, thank you.
I appreciate you.
Thank you very much for trying to help us out.
All right. Thank
All
you,
right.
ma'am.
Thank
Have a
you.
good day.
You too. Ms. Warren, you're good to go.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
Thank you. So, Ms. Mason, actually, I think that we should do community service instead of payment, but otherwise follow the deferred as requested by both of you. Okay? And so what it's going to turn into is community service hours. And that'll be 22 hours. And that'll be due the same date that you turn in the license that's valid, which is 7/27/21, okay? We're gonna send all that to you and it'll include information for how to do your community service. There are 2 forms for you to sign. One is a waiver form for the community service. The other is your deferred order. Can you print that and send it over to us?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, we'll need that back today and we'll send it pretty quickly here, okay?
Thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your patience. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So we will wrap up the meeting today and things look